call the meeting to order, and at 7:02, record the members present.
I'm gonna kill Wilson.
Wilson. Kirkpatrick.
Here.
Babcock.
Here.
Reed. Morris.
Here. Statement of consent agenda, the following items may be approved in their entirety by the board upon motion made, seconded, and passed by a majority. Any member may request a separate vote on any or all items contained in the consent agenda. I need to strike that out now.
Yeah, we need to remove one item from the consent agenda. I did not get the mass contract for this board meeting. It hadn't come in the mail yet, so that item needs to be removed from approval of the consent agenda.
I move we approve it with the exception of item number G.
I second it.
Kirkpatrick.
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item 4 is information report, superintendent's report.
I will go very quickly if I can. Superintendent's Advisory Council, this is put on by OPSRC. Went there last week. These are really good meetings. The thing I really like about them, they ask superintendents and schools, how do y'all want us to proceed on this bill or that bill? Or what do we need to know about this? They actually ask for input other than, not saying anything about other groups or organizations. Sometimes it's just assumed we should do or should not do. And it's just nice to be asked, how would this affect your district? Because they understand it's different at Freedom. So we discussed the funding formula change. There's a bill coming out about the funding formula. They're looking to change all the weights on the formula, which instead of a kid being in second grade and getting a 1.2 factor, it'd just be a 1. They're also looking, there's all things all over the place on it. It hasn't gone through committee yet. It's getting ready to be heard. So we really don't know what it's going to do. But once we know a little more detail, we will, I'll run the numbers to see how it will affect us. At the moment, it's a little premature because we don't know what they're going to do with it. But it will do something at the very second. It's looking like it will favor, the way it's currently written, favor districts that have a high economically disadvantaged district. So lots of free and reduced kids, and you'll probably benefit from it, but not guaranteed. So it's kind of weird. We talked about House Bill 1247, which is called the Equal Opportunity Scholarship Act. We know it better as the Catalyst Fund because we were a recipient this year of some Catalyst Fund grants. It allows businesses and individuals to make a 1-year or 2-year commitment to donate to education funds, and if they do, they get a 50% or 75% tax credit. The way the math works out, someone could donate basically $130,000 to an education fund for our district. We would receive that, and it would only actually cost them, after the tax credits and everything worked out, about $25,000. So it's a pretty good deal. Like I said, we were looking at that. That's kind of how we paid for some of the OPSRC, paid for maps, testing, paid for some of that. In addition to, it's good for us. So I've asked our representatives to support it because why not allow someone to donate and receive a benefit when it comes directly to us. The ag door, we got all the fire alarm stuff moved out of the way. Got the stock show out of the way. The electrical is scheduled to be here after our plumber, and our plumber's going to be here either tomorrow or Wednesday to move the gas lines off the wall, just depending on kind of how his schedule goes. But that should all be out of the way, and they should be opening our door. Metal is here. They should be opening, putting it in, starting Monday. So that hopefully can be done in the week. So that's still on track. Ed Camp on the 23rd, I'm planning to go to that. I think that's still Saturday, if I remember the schedule right. That's Oklahoma City. It's one of the best, for me, formats of professional development. I really liked them every time I've been to them, but I've asked any teachers if they wanted to go with me. I haven't heard anyone say yes yet, but I've only just asked once. Not like any of them have ever been to an Ed Camp before, but it's a very good use of time on that day. I'll be going on the 21st to our Northwest Regional Alternative Education meeting. And that's all just in Woodward, so it'll be just the day over there. District finances, midstream, Sandridge midstream tax protest was settled. It did cost us about $19,000 this year in collections. The other two were not settled. DCP continues to fight theirs. It's going to court most likely, kind of where I'm hearing it, but we don't know about the BEC mock or the other Sandridge yet, if those are going to be just left as is, or if they're going to take it to court and fight more. We did receive our annual carryover notice, carrying too much carryover. Senator Newton, or not Senator, Representative Newton has filed a bill to eliminate us having to jump through the hoop for doing what's financially responsible for the district. So we'll see how that works its way through the legislature. So I'm working on the appeal letter now. New wrinkle on the OTC motor vehicle collection. If you remember that, December court ruled that they have to pay districts that received under collections from 2016, and they should pay it over the next 13 months, and we should have restarted receiving that now. Well, now the districts that were overpaid in those days have now filed suit to say, don't take our money away from us, and so it's getting tied back up in legislation, in legal. But there is also a bill by Representative Nolan out of Sand Springs, House Bill 1991, that is going to try to address some of these issues. I read part of the bill, can't speak intelligently about it yet, so hopefully that's going to get done. We are on target with our budget. We've currently collected about $1.9 million of our $2.2 million budget. So we're right on where we thought we would be on our collections. So and that's what I have.
As most of you already know, we canceled our parent-teacher conferences on Thursday because we were out of school, but we rescheduled those. We had half a night tonight and then half tomorrow, so that since it was such short notice, giving parents the option of being able to possibly make it one day or the other. So they went from 3:30 to 6:30 tonight, and we'll do the same thing tomorrow to make up that day for the teachers, and hopefully get some parents in here with that short notice as well. Basketball playoffs, we went to district. Our boys came out and played their hearts out. Didn't win, but they still get to go to regionals. And they play Thursday at 3 o'clock in Elk City against Allen Cleo. Yes. The girls ended their season at district. That did a good job throughout the year. Our elementary schools, lower elementary, so that'd be 4th grade down, will be holding Valentine's parties. That will be this Thursday at 2:30 in their classrooms. They're getting ready to start making their sacks and everything else. So that's what I have to look forward to this week. Short and sweet, huh? Do you want Weber to do this now? Mr.
Well,
Weber,
it's
or is it in
there's
there?
an
Okay, I
agenda
didn't know if it was in there or not. So, okay.
Okay. Item 5 is general. A is discussion of possible action concerning the 2019 senior trip.
I asked Mr. Weber to come and present the details and tell you about it. Senior Weber.
You having a,
I can hear you, what?
my voice isn't going out my way too, so that'll make this even funner. We have senior trip planned for starting on Sunday, May 19th, 2019, ending on Saturday, May 25th, 2019. We'll be in DC from Sunday until Wednesday. We will leave Wednesday afternoon Wednesday morning and go to New York City. And we'll be from New York City from Wednesday till Saturday. We'll leave and come home. We had pretty much the same stuff planned as usual. The museums, tour guide set up. Doing a little bit different tours than DC because it's hop on, hop off, so they can go see more things. We're adding probably a possible half a day with our tour guide in New York City to be able to go see more things. We're switching around our Broadway play and stuff like that. I mean, the agenda's right there and kind of in front of you. If I need to go over it in more detail, let me know.
You do have the agenda in your documents.
I'm gonna do that, 'cause that was really fast, and I don't like that fast.
In the packet, it also has the traveling, where we'll be traveling with, what airlines we'll be using. Usually we use Southwest Airlines all the way through, but it was cheaper this year to use American Airlines going out there, flying home on Southwest. The only disadvantage is you have to pay for a suitcase if you take one through American Airlines. But the price difference still justified using American over Southwest going out there.
With the costs and what you've collected, how are you all
We
overall?
have one more fundraiser scheduled in March. That should set us perfectly where we have all funds raised that we need for senior trip. We're borderline right now. We'll be selling Red Will, I think, starting March 11th. Any questions, concerns? Am I done?
Well, I had no question.
I didn't know if there'd be any, if there was any voting on it, or if it was just a posted.
You have approved it last year.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Who are you getting?
I got more. I'm gonna do that. I got Morris.
Okay.
I spoke
Wilson.
louder than he did.
Wilson.
Huh?
Wilson.
Yes.
Kirkpatrick.
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. B is presentation and discussion concerning the local stock show districts and OIE.
Again, Mr. Weber.
We had our local stock show on Friday. Went pretty well, except we had one little flaw. Steer decided it wanted to go cruise around town. We ended up having to go catch it and bring it back to a show. We had about 40 animals in it. It took us about 2 hours to go through it. I thought it went pretty well, all considering. We had our snow day before, so it was kind of nice getting animals ready that afternoon, had plenty of time to get everything up and around. We had our trophy auction at the end of January for the 4-H and FFA. It raised approximately about $16,000 towards the projects for our students. The county stock show will be February 18th and 19th. February 18th is a Monday, we'll be out of school. Then we will show cattle and pigs on that day. And on February the 19th is sheep and goats. Both of those days start on 8:30 in the morning. February 28th through March the 7th is the district livestock show. We will start out the week by showing pigs. Then we will go into the sheep show and then goats, and then end the week with cattle, and then the premium auction if anything makes it. And then we have OYE starting March 12th to the 22nd. That's all I have on that kind of stuff right now.
OYE.
Oklahoma Youth Expo. It is the spring stock show for the state level. World's largest youth expo. I don't have anything else on that, so.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, Shane, it was just presentation, it says right there.
Item Item C is discussion and possible action to approve fiscal year 19 C2 E-rate bids. Uh-huh.
You gotta go back.
Item C.
You seen that, so I figured you'd see that. You gotta pay attention, keep up.
Item C, wasn't I reading that?
This one.
I was reading that.
Here you are.
Oh, right here, okay. And so here's the ag construction.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a signed one?
What's that?
FFA,
I just made that for you.
No,
agricultural education, here is what my main job, probably, yes, ma'am.
it's not what I pulled off the wall.
But you also do the.
Remember mine was off?
Yes, I'm the senior class sponsor, I'm also.
Well, so what agenda's wrong today,
Teacher.
folks? What do we not have right today? Supposed to be the second board meeting
Yeah,
that's,
C. Mine says the E-rate in
Right.
C2.
That's what mine says too.
That's what mine said.
Okay.
What do we have on the
I made-
wall?
I may have printed mine wrong.
What do we have on the wall?
I wanna know where the wall,
Here, I got it
before
right
we go
here.
any further. Can somebody check, see what we got on the wall?
Right here.
Mr. Weber's checking, he has a picture.
Senior trip was A, presentation local stock show was B, presentation concerning child nutrition was C,
That's what I've got here.
and discussion and possible action to approve 19C2 E-rate was D,
Is D, yeah.
discussion and possible action concerning institute and museum.
So how we
And
messed
library
this
was
up again? This will be
E.
the second meeting in a row that we've done this.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable, and I'm sick of it.
The agenda.
I don't care what the agenda says. I'm sick and tired of it. Everybody here is. When does it stop? Who's responsible for the agenda?
I am,
You are.
yes.
So why is it messed up 2 times in a row? Tell me.
Your packet is messed up.
Our packet's messed up.
The agenda on the board is correct. It didn't get changed in your book, because after I posted it the first time, I caught this mistake. I
You caught the
posted it again-
mistake,
Posted it again,
and none of us know about it till now, correct?
this was on there, it was just in a different spot. It's,
Spots, difference, doesn't matter to me. Why is it not right?
because it was,
The packet, what I got off on our email has that, does not have this.
right, this was printed the first time.
My question is, we get the emails, we get all these things, and somehow we get to here and it's wrong. How? Tell me how.
It got, the wrong one got printed.
Maybe we should
Right on the
spend
board.
more time concentrating on our job rather than emailing and everything else. Does that make sense? Can we do that? I still, we can or can't?
Yes.
Okay.
So what so do I go off the one off the wall then?
You have to,
Yes,
that's the
yes,
law.
The law's correct.
Alright.
So we're at the child nutrition audit. Item C.
Yeah, presentation, discussion, and possible action concerning the child nutrition administrative review summary and corrective action plan.
So we had our annual child nutrition audit. We had a very good audit with the amount of materials that they go through. And there's always some document or something that they always find. There's that immense amount of work. Had great responses from the state about Robin and Patricia and how everything was right. The few things we did have, we made a mistake on a verification. We verified one too many people. They don't want us to do that. And then a health and wellness policy still referred to Ms. Burgess instead of myself. That, and then the third was Robin had the offer versus serve training, but our other cafeteria cook had not yet. So we just had to do the training. So very minor things. It was a good enough review that they won't be back for 3 years. And possibly they're looking at changing the rule to make it 5 for schools like ours that are, we're doing it right. So that, very, very good, but I'm supposed to present it and prove that I presented it.
Make a motion then that we approve the child nutrition review.
That's that big.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. D is discussion and possible action to approve fiscal year 19 C2 E-rate bids and agreements with Pioneer Telephone Cooperative for network switches, fiber, and UPS's subject to E-rate funding.
Kind of a housekeeping item.
I'll make a motion to approve item D.
Second.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item E is discussion and possible action concerning Institute of Museum and Library Services accelerating promising practices for small libraries grant.
Ms. Providence and I and Ms. Sheila have been working on a grant. We'll be submitting it. It's due this month on the 25th. I reached out to the State Department of Ed for some of their guidance on it. If we receive it, it's a grant between $10,000 and $50,000 that would last for 2 years, but we would have to carry the program on for a third. Some of the things we're looking for is to, if we receive this, modernize parts of our library, enable ebooks, enable after school some STEM type projects to bring in some outside presenters to still working through all of that process, but we will be submitting it, and it's going to be very competitive. It's a $1.2 million grant federally, but they're only giving out 25 awards. So that's why we reached out to the state now to see about getting their guidance and hopefully getting this grant. If we do get it, we'll get it, and we'll know somewhere around September 1st.
Okay. We'll make a motion to
Yep.
continue on that, is that what we
Yeah,
need
I'll
to
make a
do?
motion.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item F is discussion and possible action to approve application and account for Pike Pass.
Does everybody know what Pike Pass is?
I make a motion.
Second.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item G is discussion and possible action to approve junior class prom grill fundraiser.
They have asked to do a fundraiser to sell tickets for a, what do they call it? Pit Boss Classic wood-fired pellet grill. The initial cost is about $420, and they're going to sell $5 raffle tickets.
What's it for?
Junior class prom.
I make a motion.
I'll second it. Now, are they gonna go around town selling tickets, or gonna have to run them down?
Yeah, are they gonna do it online? I guess I should ask that first.
They're selling tickets is what I know. I don't know how they're selling tickets.
Do they not tell you any of this, or?
I've got a printed ticket. I'm assuming they're going to like they've done all the others. I haven't heard of anything different than that.
They're not planning on doing it online, I don't think, from what I've seen.
Ready to vote? Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes. Item 6N is personnel. A is proposed executive session to discuss the employment of Michelle Sheelight, principal, and employment performance of James Miller Superintendent in accordance with the provision of Oklahoma Statute 25, Section 307B1. Make a motion, we go into executive session at 7:24.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yeah.
Morris.
And is acknowledgement of the board's return to open session at 8:09.
No.
Okay.
It's just,
Executive session.
It says right
Minutes
there,
compliance
acknowledgement of the board
announcement.
return to,
No votes taken.
like it does every meeting.
Item
Okay,
B.
is that right?
Hat. Item B is discussion of possible action concerning the employment of Ms. Sheelite for the 1920 school year. I make the motion, we approve Ms. Sheelite.
Second?
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yeah.
Morris.
Yes. Item C is discussion of possible action to approve a contract for Ms. Sheelite for the 2019-2020 school year. And I make the motion to approve her contract.
Second.
Wilson,
Yes.
Yes.
Babcock,
Yeah.
Morris.
Yes.
When I second the motion to approve, it's kind of an answer in itself.
I'm just doing it like I was taught.
Change your vote, mine will tell you what better.
Okay, item B is discussion and possible action regarding the employment performance of James Miller Superintendent. And I make the motion that we give the superintendent the document discussed in the executive session.
Second?
So we're gonna table that?
I made the motion and Babcock seconded it.
I've almost got it right here.
We're,
Wilson,
You gonna vote or not?
I'm thinking. What are we voting on?
Give me the document.
But it ain't on the agenda.
Yeah, it is.
Number 6D.
6D. 6D,
D's and dogs.
discussion and possible action regarding the employment performance of James. Doesn't say nothing about no document though.
Possible action?
He's
So should we,
gonna-
will we table it?
No.
Okay. All right, I abstain.
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yeah.
Morris.
Yes. Then item E is discussion and possible action to contract with Becky Castor for speech language pathologist for the 2019-2020 school year.
That's another housekeeping item, which is the same one we had last year. I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yep.
Morris.
Yes. Item 7 then is new business. Anybody has none? Item 8.
I'll, so we were voting on D, 6D.
We have to make a motion or? Is that, I don't know.
Or you just go back to D, 6D.
So are you asking to reconsider the?
Yep. Make a motion, we reconsider the vote on D, 6D.
Yeah, second that and then revote it. I'll second it.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
That got confused, but I guess yes.
Morris.
Yes.
You just have to change his vote.
Well,
Okay, item D then is discussion of possible action regarding the employment performance of James Miller Superintendent. Is there a discussion?
Do what now?
you
I
did-
just read that, discussion of possible action regarding the employment performance of James Miller Superintendent. So is there any more discussion?
No.
Then again, I will make the motion.
Well, you're making all these motions, that's all we're concerned about.
To give the superintendent,
You read
document
something, you make a
discussed in
motion before you even
executive
think about it, just
Yeah.
make motion after motion after motion. So I guess we're supposed to say yes to everything you motion, is that correct?
no, I just made.
I didn't know
the
that's how a
motion.
board worked, we can think a little bit, can't we?
Yeah,
Well, that's a purpose in giving him time to look at the document that we.
That's what I'm just saying, we need to think about something for a second.
it is.
All right, I'm ready.
I made the motion.
Okay.
I guess I'll second that motion again. Or do you want to?
With the same action.
Hmm?
The same action.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's in the document.
yes,
Okay. Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Morris.
yes. Item 8 then is signing of approved documents as needed.
Can you tell us what to do here,
You asked for,
Do you need all three of these?
Yes, please.
or we sign this?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't said nothing, supposed to tell us what to do here.
Sign
this is
So we'll be,
signing of
Yes,
approved
vote.
document.
we got any pens available, anybody?
Well, he's already got his.
Mr. Clark, did you sign that one?
You just need-
I don't know where we sign that.
Oh,
Sign
there,
there,
okay.
there,
Very
there.
good.
I was like,
Usually it'd be,
Oh, and you signed it. Okay, Joey.
Are we supposed to sign both copies of this?
Yes.
I wasn't told nothing, I don't know. He just handed, tossed them like they usually do. Hand out agendas and everything else, I'm checking it.
Okay, that needs to go back down to Shan, and he needs to sign it. And then it needs to go to Shan, and he needs to sign it. Okay. You've already done that one. Pass it to Shane. He needs to
There
do
you
the
go, Shane,
same.
just sign that. Guess, I know the assumption there, check things out, we might get it right the first time, think. Huh?
That was
Item 9 then is to adjourn.
I'm a little colorblind.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn at
Imagine that, you making the motion.
8:18.
Who do you want second?
Who cares? Whoever wants
President.
to. If you want to.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Wallace.
Yes.